Greetings everyone, it's Brooklyn Goddess K. We are doing a Goddess Pick-a-Pile reading, Isis Full Moon Message. So I'm going to thank you all for tuning in. I'm going to thank you guys all for, trusting me to do this reading for you. Today I am using the Isis Oracle deck by Anna Fairchild, and I am using the Tarot Nefertari deck by Scarabeo. I will state that in the first reading, which is going to be solely pile 1, this video will be solely for those who've chosen pile 2. I decided to break it up so that the video isn't as long, and we'll see. This is my first time doing the video like this, so hopefully I like it. So far I'm liking it. All of my information, my Twitter handles, my Instagram handles, I will make sure to leave all of that in the description box. I also said in the first reading, which I'll state in this one, for all of those who do not know who Isis is, or better yet, Auset, I will leave all of the information in a description breakdown about her, a very powerful goddess, in the description as well. I love this oracle deck. I did not intend to use this oracle deck for collective readings, but yesterday I felt really called to do so because I feel we all need a little bit of empowerment at this time, and this full moon is really going to be a breakthrough for a lot of you. I feel it in my spirit. It's really going to be a breakthrough for a lot of you, self included. So without further ado, I am going to pause for a bit to let you look at the pile so you can make sure that pile 2 is for you. I'm going to state which each stone is in case also you are one of the people who watch this out of turn. But I will label everything and say pile 2, pile 2. This is a pile 2 reading. But the piles we have is pile 1, which is carnelian, pile 2, which is gold obsidian, and pile 3, which is amethyst. So without further ado, let's get into this reading. Okay, we're going to make these out the way for you. Thank you, my love. Each oracle card comes with a page and an incantation. So I will read that after I get into the tarot cards that each reading comes with. And then if anything else comes up, I'll make sure to mention it. The number that this pile received when shuffling, because I get a number every time that I begin to shuffle, was 8. So I will say this pile 2, you're going to be working on cycles. You're going to be working on coming into a period of abundance. 8 is abundance, but recently when I've been seeing 8, I've been seeing it as an infinity sign. And what cycles are you completing? What cycles are you finishing? What cycles, what things are you repeating in the sense of what messages, what things need to be finished? When we repeat cycles, it's because there's unfinished business. There's more from the lesson that we need to hear. Okay? There's a reason why people are tied to other people. It's not always a bad thing. We teach ourselves that karmic ties are a bad thing, but karma is neither good nor bad. It's what you give out and what comes back to you. So in each description of the reading, I will leave a breakdown of the lovely goddess Isis and Auset, and a description of each stone. So you got gold obsidian. Obsidian is a beautiful stone. I feel everyone should have it because it really just like a sea sponge. It just sucks all of the negative energy out of the room. It is a volcanic rock. And it dispels it. Any negative thought patterns, every negativity that enters your energetic field, obsidian is going to destroy it. And the beautiful thing about obsidian and why it's one of my favorite stones, even like before I got into crystals, I was a big earth science girl. It's made under intense pressure, and look how beautiful it is. It's made from volcanic rock. So first of all, transformation, rebirth, cycles, okay, boom, right? Look at the connections. And it's made from intense pressure and cooling, which means for a lot of you, you feel like you've reached a breaking point. There's been a lot of pressure, and this means that you'll get some release soon. That's what I'm going to take this as, is before I even get into the cards. that those cycles that you've been repeating, they're definitely coming to an end. And that's what this full moon is doing for you. It's going to really test you and be like, well, have you learned everything? Are you ready to let those things go? Are you ready to finish this this cycle, this loop, this karmic debt? Okay. So let's get into the reading. Okay. I'm feeling really good. We have Chariot of Ascension. Spiritual work of a higher initiate. So many of you are probably spiritual workers, healers, or you are probably going through a spiritual awakening, and that's why it feels like life is two-piecing you. That a lot of people call it dark night of the soul, but I feel like if you want to call it that, and there's people who are having 2 to 3 a month, it's just spiritual elevation. When you start unlocking the codes of life, when you start really just getting into your own tune and abundance, especially that 8, that groove of life, that ebb and flow, you will realize that you will have to level up continuously. Because when you know better, you do better. Your second card is soul retrieval. Like I said, that karmic debt. Deep soul healing with the goddess. Look at that. Oh, these cards are so beautiful. Okay. Look, I love reading. You be getting all the information before you even see. Okay. Let's start. I think we're going to start. Your first tarot card is the Knight of Swords. Your second is the Knight of Cups. Your fourth is the Queen of Swords. And your third, I can't count. And your fourth is the Four of Cups. So, off glimpse. Many of you may be receiving romantic offers this full moon. Romance does not always have to be in the sense of like sexual intimacy and all of those things, but sometimes romance, those creative sparks, are romance. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing initially. Many of you are recently single or by yourself or live a life of solitude, I will say, or you've been very closed off to yourself. And it's been needed. I don't think you realize it's been needed, but time to yourself has definitely been needed so that you can recenter yourself. Especially with those 4 of Cups. 4 of Cups is usually the melancholy card. It's carrying a bit too much. It's deep in thought about your feelings and your emotions, and that's good. This full moon is going to make you reflective on what you accept romantically. What you give out romantically, what you give out creatively. Do your words match your action? Okay. Many of you are probably business owners as well. The Queen of Swords is usually a businesswoman. She's about that cash. But she's about that cash, and her books are right. Her diction is right. What she says she's going to do, she's going to do it. Okay. If we want to get technical, this is a Libra or Virgo woman, traditionally, but this usually is air sign woman as well. But I always, whenever I see Queen of Swords, I think of a Virgo woman, someone that's very meticulous, practical, and down to the point. We got a lot of air and water signs here if you want to get into the zodiacs. This full moon will sharpen your intuition. You will see, especially with this Chariot of Ascension, you will see that your intuition has enhanced in other realms. Things that you may have not been able to do before you're able to do. Many of you should start working with water more baths to help cleanse your energy. Okay. Yeah. This full moon is really going to just flick you in the third eye. Okay. And don't settle For whatever it is, don't accept love because it's making offers to itself. Make sure it's what you want. Make sure there's no fluff, there's no bullshit. Do not do things because you're lonely. The time for yourself will be very, very helpful, more than you could ever think, okay? Recenter yourself, realign yourself. Okay, let's get into your oracles. Our first one is Chariot of Ascension. Let you look at it again. These cards are beautiful. And it says, spiritual work of the higher initiate. And on it, it has Merkaba. Or Merkaba. No, it's Merkaba. So, your soul wishes to travel more freely between the dimensions of the higher reality. This is to allow for conscious spirit communication, the free flow of soul light into the physical body, and joining in divine harmony of heaven and earth. It requires powerful consciousness to do this. The Merkaba, Chariot of Ascension, soul fire, is a spiritual gift to attain these divine purpose now and available to you as a high initiate. So like I said, that's spiritual awakening. Do your research on Merkaba. It's Merkaba. For those like me who like to research after they read everything. Yeah. Like I said, recenter yourself. Get into that meditation. This time of solitude is to really flick you on the third. I just keep hearing Dr. Omar, open up your third eye. Open up your third eye. It's really going to be a lot of spiritual enlightenment from you. You're going to realize things that you've never been able to do before. You're going to connect with more other spiritualists. I will read this part. These things are so long. I hope that you guys all really invest in this because it's great. But I will read this snippet so that you can have just a little more for the Merkaba. 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 Merkaba or Merkaba is a vehicle of great strength and power and is best used with a heart dedicated in unconditional love and service. It can be used to travel on the inner planes to stars and temples for higher guidance in an instant, as well as to connect with other souls on the inner planes at various levels of evolution. It is recommended that such a practice only be used with permission granted from the soul in question or from a place of love and intention to be of healing service. Merkaba also allows you to travel without the usual restraints upon your energy field, but like any powerful practice, there is a wise caution. You will traverse and experience what is in your heart. Keep your heart open and clear, and do not use Merkaba if you are feeling uncentered, ungrounded, or disconnected or angry. It is a technique to use when you are feeling peaceful and aligned with yourself. At such times, great growth in consciousness is possible for using Merkaba. The Oracle of the Chariot Ascension is a gift of high-level spiritual training. Your wisdom in using what you have learned helps you make the most of these sacred gifts. This Oracle is as much about receiving the training as it is about knowing when to apply and when to have restraint. The Oracle of the Chariot of Ascension is also confirmation that you are growing spiritually and becoming ready for greater tasks and spiritual responsibilities. If you have been considering taking a step to engage in teaching or healing and studying or practicing at a higher level, whether spiritually or in a chosen field or profession, you are encouraged to follow your heart and destiny and be bold. Say yes. To yourself, the Chariot of Ascension speaks of rising destinies and success. Okay, incantation that follows this is Lady Isis, Services Bay shining bright. Support my Merkaba, build my body of light. I am in your protection now, and from harm I am free. Align me now with your inner divinity. Through my own free will as a being of light, I now allow my Merkaba to alight, arising from below or descending from above. Penetrate darkness too with divine light and love. Merkaba protection, bold in spirit as one. Fragmentation and disconnect are now forever undone. I like that. Okay. Our second card is Soul Retrieval. And it says deep soul healing with the goddess. And like I said, there's a lot of you who will be dealing with karma, karmic debt. Okay. Soul retrieval, deep soul healing with the goddess. Isis, healing goddess, now offers you spiritual restoration and deep soul healing through the art of soul retrieval, reclaiming pieces of you lost through the trauma, old and new. Soon you will enjoy greater wellness, energy, and power, as well as the opening of gifts and soul abilities you did not know you had. Like I said about this Obsidian, tough times are coming to an end. You will feel alleviated. You are healing. You're healing, especially in regards to love, how you've accepted love in the past. Karmic cycles, karmic partners, relationships that keep repeating, relationship cycles that keep repeating themselves. You will be healing this full moon. Have you learned a lesson? Okay, let's read the incantation. Okay, how are you teaching others also? Oh, I'm sorry. When you get through this full moon and you realize that, like, you've learned these things for yourself, you've learned forgiveness, you've learned how to love yourself again, you've learned how to ascend, right? When you finally reach that focal point of really tapping into your intuition, tapping into your new spiritual abilities, how are you going to share that with others? Don't think all is lost because you've lost one or two things. Excuse me. Don't think you're alone because it appears for you to be alone. Remember, our mind can lie to us more than we think, especially when we want something to be true. Okay, let's read the incantation. Isis, with love, unconditional and strong, help me rise above right now. And my apologies, let me start from the top. Isis, with love, unconditional and strong, help me rise above right and wrong, to forgive, release, and make myself whole, to retrieve lost pieces of my soul, restore the inner light grid of gold, free me from trauma, new and old. Isis, with love, unconditional and strong, help me be whole now and finally move on. Okay. It's powerful stuff. This full moon is really going to be healing and opening up your mind to why things happen the way they did. I hope this reading brings you some peace and some ease to the doubts you're having, to the fears that you're feeling. You will not feel alone forever. But you have to start with realizing that you are not alone because you have yourself. And that is the greatest company you can have and keep. Okay, my homework for you, because I like to give homework, is examine what parts of relationships keep repeating for you and what role do you play in allowing those cycles to repeat. What part of that makes you shut yourself out? Because if you make sense, I'm sorry, I can't help myself. These two are facing each other, which means that they want to offer, they want to talk, right? But as you see, the Queen of Swords isn't facing them at all. So what makes you turn away from love? What makes you turn away from creativity, from sharing, from healing, from being open, from allowing others to see you in all your facets, your points, your highs, your lows? How can you come out? How can you breathe? How can you get over spilled milk? Okay, I'm going to thank everyone so much for tuning in. If this reading resonated, please let me know. Leave a comment below. And like I said, please like and subscribe, share and favorite this video. And yes, and please follow all of my accounts. I will leave the information below in the description. And again, thank you. Bye-bye.